Revelation chapter 12. The Woman and Satan. John C. Bartee, M.Div. Introduction. Welcome. Today we are studying chapter 12 of Revelation, the Woman and Satan. In this chapter, John presents two great signs appearing in heaven. One, a woman clothed with the sun, representing Israel. Two, a great red dragon, representing Satan. This chapter covers Revelation 12:1 through 17 and sets the stage for the intense conflict of the tribulation period. Slide 3. The Woman. A great sign appeared in heaven. A woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars. Who is the woman? The woman represents Israel, the 12 tribes. We know this because of a parallel passage in Genesis 37:9, where Joseph dreams of the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowing to him. Jacob immediately understood this as a symbol of his family, Israel. Here in Revelation, the 12 stars correspond to the 12 tribes. Slide 4. Birth pains. She was pregnant and crying out in birth pains and the agony of giving birth. The Greek word used here is odino, meaning to suffer birth pangs. This is a significant term. Jesus himself used it in Matthew 24:8. All these are but the beginning of the birth pains. The imagery of labor connects Israel's suffering to the coming of the Messiah and the end times judgments. Slide 5. The Dragon. A great red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his head 7 diadems. Who is the dragon? Revelation 12:9 tells us plainly, this is Satan, but the details of the dragon reveal more. The 7 heads represent 7 world empires. The 10 horns represent 10 kings of a coming world empire. Slide 6. The 7 Gentile empires. Throughout history, 7 great world powers have oppressed or dominated the nation of Israel. 1 Egyptian empire, the time of Moses and the Exodus. 2 Assyrian empire, conquered the northern kingdom of Israel. 3 Babylonian empire, destroyed the first temple, the first captivity. 4 Medo-Persian empire, Jews returned and rebuilt the temple. 5 Greek empire, Hellenized Jewish culture, the story of Hanukkah. 6 Roman empire, the time of Christ, destroyed the second temple. 7 coming world empire, the Antichrist and the 10 horns. This final empire is pictured in Daniel 2 as the 10 toes of the great Colossus. Slide 7. The 10 horns of the beast. Based on Daniel 2:42 through 44, Revelation 13:1, and Revelation 17:3 through 16, the world will be divided into 10 regions ruled by 10 kings under the Antichrist. These 10 kings surrender their authority to the beast, the Antichrist, during the tribulation period. Slide 8. The dragon's tail. His tail swept down 1/3 of the stars of heaven and cast them to the earth. This refers to the fallen angels, the angels who followed Lucifer in his rebellion against God. Isaiah 14:12 and Zechariah 4:14 confirm that Lucifer led 1/3 of all angels in that rebellion. The verse also tells us that the dragon stood ready to devour the child at birth. This was fulfilled historically when King Herod attempted to kill the baby Jesus. Slide 9. The male child. She gave birth to a male child, one who is to rule all the nations with a rod of iron. But her child was caught up to God and to his throne. The male child is Jesus Christ. This is confirmed by 3 cross references. Revelation 19:15, Christ rules with a rod of iron. Psalm 2:7 through 9.
The Son is given the nations as his inheritance, Isaiah 9:7. The increase of his government will have no end. The catching up to God's throne refers to the ascension of Christ following his resurrection. Slide 10. Into the wilderness. The woman fled into the wilderness, where she has a place prepared by God, in which she is to be nourished for 1,260 days. 1,260 days equals 3.5 years, which is length of the Great Tribulation. The believing remnant of Israel will flee into the wilderness. Most commentators identify this location as Petra in Jordan, a remote and naturally fortified city carved into the rock used as a film location in the Indiana Jones movie. God will supernaturally preserve and nourish this remnant during the second half of the tribulation. Slide 11. The three heavens. Where is Satan now? This is an important question. Where is Satan right now? Based on Job 1:6, Satan currently has access to the third heaven, God's throne room, where he accuses believers before God day and night. However, Revelation 12:7-9 reveals that during the tribulation, Satan and his fallen angels will be permanently cast out of heaven and confined to the earth. Originally, there were three archangels, Michael, Gabriel, and Lucifer, now called Satan.
Slide 12. War in Heaven. The great dragon was thrown down. The serpent of old, the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. This is the climactic war in heaven. Michael and his angels versus the dragon and his angels. Satan is cast down to earth, and from that point forward, he is limited to 3.5 years. This marks the midpoint of the tribulation, triggering the period known as the Great Tribulation. Slide 13. The victory announced. The accuser of our brethren has been thrown down, he who accuses them before God day and night. Heaven rejoices at Satan's expulsion. The saints overcome him in 3 ways: the blood of the Lamb, salvation, and atonement through Christ; the word of their testimony, bold witness and proclamation. They did not love their lives to death, willingness to die for their faith. Slide 14. Woe to the earth. Woe to the earth and sea, because the devil has come down to you, having great wrath, knowing that he has only a short time. While heaven rejoices, the earth faces a grave warning. Satan, knowing his time is limited to 3.5 years, pours out his wrath with full fury. Matthew 24:22 tells us, those days will be cut short. Even this period of intense evil is limited by God's sovereign mercy. Rejoice, O heavens! Woe to the earth. Slide 15. Wings of a great eagle. 2 wings of the great eagle were given to the woman, so that she could fly into the wilderness for a time, times and half a time. Time times half a time equals 3.5 years. This confirms the duration of Israel's divine protection. Some commentators have equated the great eagle with America, suggesting a future role for the United States in protecting Israel during the tribulation. This remains a point of discussion among scholars. Slide 16. The serpent's flood. The serpent poured water like a river out of his mouth after the woman, so that he might cause her to be swept away with the flood. Satan launches an attack, possibly a literal flood, against the fleeing remnant of Israel. But God performs a miracle.
the earth opened its mouth and drank up the river. It is worth noting that flash floods near Petra have historically drowned tourists, making this a very plausible and literal geographic scenario. Slide 17. The dragon's rage. So the dragon was enraged with the woman and went off to make war with the rest of her children, who keep the commandments of God and hold to the testimony of Jesus. Unable to destroy the remnant of Israel sheltered in the wilderness, Satan turns his rage toward tribulation believers, both Jewish and Gentile, who remain faithful to God and bear witness to Jesus. This verse leads directly into chapter 13. The rise of the Antichrist.